gonna stream at 9 p.m. and it is 8:58 and I'm already online. So that's pretty cool. Because I was watching Largism between. I don't know, my tongue's not blue anymore. I was eating a blue freeze pop yesterday, and my tongue kind of turned a little bit blue. I'm gonna wait just 2 minutes, if you'll give me 2 minutes, until I actually start doing anything, because that's the vibe I'm going for. If anyone. Alright. On Twitch. Alright, so for those of you who might not know, I don't know if anyone's actually watching, but if you are, for those of you who might not know, I'm going to wait 1 more minute before I officially start the stream. You, of course, come say hi in the chat, by the way. If you're watching and you don't, you're watching, come say hi in the chat. I really appreciate it when people come into the chat. It works really well. And I'm going to do that. One other thing. This is the, for those of you who watch the stream, well, I don't know if any of you, it is now 9 p.m. Boom. What was I gonna, oh yes, so, alright, so, welcome. Oh, hi! We have viewers. Welcome, welcome. Please say hi in the chat. You, of course, don't have to, but I do appreciate it. I love when people say hi in the chat. Okay, so, with that being started, my name is Lee. My pronoun, she, her vibes today, but honestly, you can go by she, he, they. I am very chill. I did put the they, them tag up, because it was one of the tags that was there, and I was looking for Tabletop RPG as a tag, and it was, TTRPG was not a tag that was available. I've been, experimenting. But they, them was, and I do use the them pronouns occasionally, so I was like, alright, sure. This is, well, the Pathfinder, 1st edition core rulebook. I hold it up every stream. Not every stream, actually. So my stream is character creation. So what I do is I vibe here and create a character, and then create a larger context characters, tell like little bits of stories as we work with them, and all that jazz. And generally try to create the coolest character possible while you watch and hang out. And if you have any suggestions, I put them in the chat. Like, sometimes I'll need names. Like, Ko-Fi only has the name because he was a it was an amalgamation, actually, between Jimmy Hoffa and some other well-known gangster guy, and I was explaining how I was creating this league of ne'er-do-wells who run crime syndicate in the capital of Hyreth, which is to the south of Finland, which is a country on a continent in a world I created. I don't know what the continent's called yet, but I do know some of the countries. I've been working on them. I've been doing that, and I tend to do a little bit of world building on the stream occasionally if I'm not doing character creation. I either do Pathfinder 1st edition, and that's where my world is set, and I create the characters and flesh them out and mechanically as any player as mechanically fleshed out as any player character. Or I will do character creation for other things. The most recent one I've done is Rogue Trader, which is a very fun game. But we're going to go with Rogue Trader next time, I think. First, we're going to Hofei is a gnomish rogue with 8 levels of ranger, with his favorite terrain being urban. Well, favorite terrain being urban and underground, because rangers get 2 levels of 2 favorite terrains, and so we were trying to figure out if he should be a crossbow, actual ranged style weapon ranger, or a 2-weapon wielding sort of ranger. Feats. Okay, hang on. How many feats? So, as an 11th level character overall, he gets 6 feats. No bonus extra for being human, because he's not. 4, 5, 6. So that's that many. And then he gets 1 rogue talent. 1 rogue talent. He gets an animal companion. No. Yeah, I think he does. It's 8 levels of ranger. I think he gets an animal companion. Sorry, I was doing a bunch of druids earlier, and I love doing the animal companions. It's so much fun, and we can do something really cool if he gets one. Let me just double check it. But first, he gets 1 rogue talent, and I'm going to figure out what that is first. Also, since he has 3 levels of rogue, he gets a 3 hit point boosts and or 3 skill point boosts. I'm not sure which yet. Let's look at the rogue. All right, let's go to rogue and ranger, because they're right next to each other in the handbook. So we'll go to that part of the handbook. Yes, and I was going to do that. Just a gentle equipment, feats, spells. No. Classes are before that. Skill class. Here we go. That's wizard. So we go back from there. Let me just check one very small thing. That and no, it's okay. And we got one more thing. We're going to do that, and we're going to do that, and okay. Allow me to sleep through that. Okay, sorcerer is rogue. Here we go. So, okay. Hunter's mode. At 4th level, so 8 rangers. Oh, hi! Welcome to my stream. It's not as cool as your streams, but, welcome. You're absolutely welcome here anytime. Oh, hi, you guys came. I know you were watching Jay's stream. I don't hold it against you guys if you want to watch it instead, but we're figuring out character creation for, I don't know where I put my pen, which is not good, because pen is, well, I have a backup pencil, but I always say that a pen is the most important world-building tool anyone can have, because, otherwise you come up with a really cool idea and don't write it down. Ooh, Dalek emojis. Always fun. Okay, so we are working on Hofei. The suggested name was Hoffy. Actually, Blue Box named him after a bunch of, about Jimmy Hoffa and Goaty, I believe, another gangster. Hi, bees! Hey, Mom. Welcome. We're doing character creation for Pathfinder, and we're doing another ranger also. Well, okay, he's Rogue Ranger mixed, but I know you have a fondness for Rangers. Right, so far we have Hofi, part of the trio so far, although there's probably going to be more. Claude runs the thing. He is an elf and a gangster of some means. He runs the thing, and then you got Ikdin as well as his assistant, and now we have Hofei, and then we'll probably have some others as well. So he's a strength of 12, dex of 16, constitution of 16, intelligence of 12, wisdom 19, charisma 12. So not a bad round out altogether. 3rd level rogue, 8th level ranger. Also has an animal companion. We'll get to that. But what I was, actually, I think I created somewhere in this thing a chart of, I did, using a D12, although for an urban, we'll have to modify that. But I should probably type up the chart and put it up along with all my other random rolling charts. Okay. Rogue, yes. So, rogues in 5th edition, rogues in 5th edition get all sorts of stuff. Rogues in Pathfinder, however, get what are called rogue talents, which are, let's see. Rogue gain experience. She learns a number of talents that aid her and confound her foes. Starting at 2nd level, a rogue gains 1 rogue talent, gains an additional rogue talent every 2 levels attained after 2nd level, and cannot select an individual talent more than once. Now, because he only has 3 levels of rogue, he only gets 1 rogue talent, so I have to make it a good one. Hypothetically. I could use combat trick to get an extra combat feat and just have this guy have just so many feats. But I don't... Ooh. Can cause living opponents to bleed by hitting them with a sneak attack. This attack causes the target to take 1 additional point of damage each round for each die of the rogue's sneak attack, which is at level 2d6, which I should write down as well. Sneak attack. 2d6 sneak attack. So that would be 2 points of damage per round. Can be stopped by a DC 15 heal check or application of any effect that heals hit points damage. This ability is not stacked with itself. Bleeding damage bypasses any. So if you hit him again with the bleeding, you'll still only do 2 points of damage, no matter how many times you can sneak attack them if you get him flanked. Bleeding damage from this ability is not stacked with itself. The only question is, let me look at sneak attack, because can you get sneak attacked on ranged weapons? Extra damage anytime target would be denied dexterity bonus to AC, or when the rogue flanks the target, extra damage is 1d6 at 1st level, increases 1d6 every 2 rogue levels thereafter. Should a rogue score a critical hit with a sneak attack, this damage is not multiplied. Oh, shame. Ranged attacks can count as sneak attacks only if the target is within 30 feet. So, okay. So the question is, so can get sneak attack within 30 feet with a ranged weapon. So, although you can't count as flanking on range, so it would be a, yes, bleeding. Uh, 2 points extra damage per turn. So if you had to flank, it would be better to be in, it would be either denied dexterity bonus, so either when you actually sneak up on them, or when you're flanking. And given it's not just within 5 feet of the enemy, and since flanking, does it say we're flanking? It's an important technical question as such, because if you can flank just non-lethal, measuring distances, tactical movement, cover, should be flanking. When making a melee attack, yeah, oh no, it only counts as melee attacks, which means if you can only, hi, I think we have new viewers, or maybe it's just counting for the first time. In case we do, hi, I'm Lee, she, her tonight, but he or they is also acceptable because I'm chill and switch pronouns a bunch, so that's fair. I also did my makeup, so that's cool. We're doing a Pathfinder 1st edition character who is pretty cool so far, Ho-Fi, and we're trying to figure out a small technicality of the Pathfinder 1st edition rules on flanking, which states that you have to be in melee to flank, which means that our ranger who's also a rogue, therefore also gets sneak attack, would probably be a dual-wielding ranger and then wield finesse weapons, which means first feat is weapons finesse, because that's how you roll with that. If any character has a higher dex than strength, the first feat you give them is always weapons finesse when you're playing Pathfinder 5th edition, because Pathfinder 1st edition rather than D&D 5th edition, because in D&D 5th edition, any character that has, or any weapon, whether a weapon uses strength or dexterity modifier, a melee weapon, rather, ranged always use dex, but whether a melee weapon uses strength or dex is dependent on what weapon it is. Like, daggers use dexterity, rapiers and other thin things use dexterity, whereas swords use strength. Whereas in Pathfinder, all melee attacks use strength as the bonus unless they are unless the character has a feat called weapons finesse, and then if it's a light weapon, it can be used. You can use dexterity instead. So, since that's the case, you always give. At least I tend to give characters that have very high dex and low strength weapons finesse if they have any intention of ever using a melee weapon, just because it's nice to have the option. Now, a lot of characters, of course, with that would go ranged, and which is a perfectly good option, but if you are also have a couple levels in rogue and can't get sneak attack unless you're flanking, or on the first round when the enemy is surprised, so you get one sneak attack per combat, but if you can flank them, you can get lots, and if you have a bunch of other rogues characters, flanking is key, because then you're all doing sneak attack because you can't keep an eye on any of you, and you're just killing it, and that is a very one way to fight. Yes, so weapons finesse. Also probably evasion, right? I think rangers get evasion as well. So they get regular evasion, which means it's all or nothing. In Pathfinder, it's broken down into evasion and then a better, you think it's improved evasion? So, regular evasion is just you either take no damage if you make your saving throw, or all of it if you fail, rather than half if you succeed and all of it if you fail. And then improved evasion is none if you succeed and half if you fail. So, if I only has regular, unless rangers also get evasion, in which case I'll have to make it figure out about stacking. But I think that's... Oh, and trap sense, but +1 against traps. Just the basic +1 on reflex saving throws. Actually, with evasion, it might be worth picking up the feat lightning reflexes. The thing about Pathfinder is that a lot of it is based on feats, much more than 5th edition. Partly because they're not an optional rule, like you get feats, which is just having optional. I don't like feats being an optional rule. That's one of my beefs with 5th edition, is feats being an optional rule. Okay, so the first feat is weapon finesse. 6 feats from just leveling, and then a bunch of bonus feats. Oh, need to figure out where that pen went, because it was a good pen. Bonus feats for, what's the technical term? Being a ranger. So that's all the, yeah, because Uncanny Dodge doesn't come into 4th level, but he only has 3 levels of rogue, so, gets rogue talent, evasion, and trap sense. Oh, and trap finding. Half level 2 perception skill checks to locate traps. and disable device skill checks. Minimum of +1. So I'm just going to say it's +1 against all of it on traps, and then we can just throw that in with that. Okay, Ranger is right before Rogue because 11th level. Okay, only 8th level of Ranger. Oh, that's going to make everything harder to calculate, too. Oh, and we have to do hit points, too, which is one of those things. One of the things about hit points is that you, the math is, the rolling gets more complicated when you are multi-classing. But, you know, that works. So, so far we have weapons, finesse, evasion. I am going to do the HP. Well, let's start with moving all these out of here so I have room to work with. I always store the dice with the highest side up when they're in the sitting in the dice tray, because if you put them like that, they get used to being on the... Oh, that's no good. You get used to being on the highest side, and so they roll better. At least that's the theory, and I'm sticking to it. And Evelyn actually agreed with me on stream. She insisted that that's how she stores her dice, because that's the best way to get the good mojo. And she, you know how well, those of you who watch Blue Box stream, which if you don't, you really should, because that stream is amazing. But know how well Evelyn rolls just all the time, in pretty much every, you know. So, she just rolls really well. Just in general, just the dice vibe with her. Okay. Remove those temporarily. Alright, what's this? Oh, never mind. Okay, so for rolling hit points, what was my hit points? Okay, so for hit points, we got a rogue. Okay, so the first level of rogue is Constitution is 16. Is really good. Oh yeah, I probably should fill those in. Strength is +1. The dexterity of 16, which is +3, reflects the ASI, but you got the dex, knocked the dex up to 15 at 4th level, which is the first level Ranger, which is an important note in technicalities, because I think 2-weapon fighting requires a certain level of dex. +1. Wisdom is +4. Very wise. Very sensible. Not a lot of street smart. Not a lot of book smarts, but he's got street smarts. He's intuitive. He knows how to read people. He's good at that. And I'm totally giving him max points in sense motive just because I said that. Charisma is +1. He might only get the max, because that's the thing, is Rangers don't get the whole oodles of skills the way rogues do, and he doesn't get the extra bumping skills from being human. He might get 3 extra skill points. It depends on how well we roll on hit points. I'll give it that. Because Pathfinder's a feature called Favored Class. So every time you take a level in your Favored Class, which is the one you start with, you get either 1 HP or 1 extra skill point. Hi there, welcome. You're, of course, hi, new friend. Okay, my name is Lee. She, her pronouns today, but he, they is fine. I am doing character creation. So basically, yeah, we are doing Pathfinder 1st edition. Here, I'll show you the book. I do tend to show it off occasionally. It's a very nice book. Addie did chew it, but she's still a good girl, and I still love her, and it's still usable, so, first, oh yes, so, I'm doing character creation. I'm building a Ranger Rogue, multi-class called Ho-Fi, and I was explaining about Favored Class, which is the Pathfinder, a little, useful little tip in Pathfinder 1st edition. I don't know if it's in Pathfinder 2nd edition, which I haven't played yet, although I've been watching, Machic ED runs a Pathfinder stream I've been, vibing with. Yeah, so, so because he has multi-class, the class he took levels in first, which would be Rogue, has rogue levels first, which means he gets 3 levels in his favorite class, which means that he gets either 3 extra skill points or 3 extra hit points, depending on things. I'm going to roll for the hit points first. So, I was trying to, oh, sorry about that. Let me put this together and fix it very quick. Oh, right, that. Yes. I'll have to work on that later. I do tend to get distracted very easily. Hit points. So what I'm going to do is roll for hit points. So, and then I'm going to figure out the ranger skills, and we're going to have to animal companion, and which I'm super excited about. The fact that he gets an animal companion. I did a bunch of druids, and one of the best parts was doing animal companions. Actually, Bees, you named one of the animal companions. Jay, the snake, who wears chainmail, because medium armor proficiency is a thing you can get as animal companions, which is pretty cool. Pathfinder animal companions are pretty cool. It'd only be 4th level in animal companion levels, because you get it as a 4th level ranger, but that's still pretty good. I think it gets an ASI and some fun stuff, and we'll figure out what species afterward. But first, theory is that we weapons finesse these. Oh yes, so the hit points would be. Let me work the margins here. Rogue. Okay, so it's a +3 Constitution bonus because gnomes have a boon in Constitution. And it's a rangers get 6 skill points per. All right, so rogues get no, it's paladins. Hang on, wrong way. Rangers get a D10 and rogues get a D8. First levels are in rogues, so that's first one is max. First level hit die is max, so that's a 9. But it's brought up to 12 by the fact that it's +3 Constitution. So that's 12 plus 2d8 plus 6. So d8 plus 6 for the rogue levels, and then 8 d10 plus 6. Okay, 8 times 3 is 24. That's 24. So that's 30, 40. So it's 24 plus 6 is 30. So that's plus. Okay, so that's 42 plus 2d8 and 8d10. That's 42 plus 2d8 and 8d10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just do I'm going to do my dice bag. I try to do this at least once a stream because I'm very proud of my collection of shiny Click-Clack Math Rocks. I'm sorry, I just am. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys, and you are going to understand how proud I am of all of these. What we do is we can either hold them up like this, give some indication of how beautiful, or I can put them here, just to bask in how beautiful. And this is just my main hoard. Yeah, this is just my main hoard. I have the ones in my dice tray, which I took out of my dice tray, which are right here. You can see them, which don't count toward this. And then whoa. Nope. And then I have, here we go. Let me check the. And then I also have my other dice bag, which is over there, plus all my metal sets, none of which are in here, plus my pretty pastel dice, which I did bring to Blue Box Con, actually. My set. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one. Let's start with this. That's a little hard. I try to pick, when I'm picking dice for, oh yeah, that's good. For roll on screen, I try to pick ones that are both aesthetically pleasing and easy to read on camera. So we'll pick that one. That's 3. That one's good. 4. I just have to remember to bring these 2 back with the other dice bag dice sets in a minute. This one I think is going to be good. Yeah, so we'll no. So those are D8s. The D8s get everywhere. They fall out of the container so easily. It's ridiculous. So hang on, how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more D10s. This one looks nice. So I need 2 more D10s. And that's good. Ooh, those are weirdly pretty, and good. Oh, this one. Why not? All right, so that's all the D10s. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. If it's 8 D10s and 2 D8s, which I could find more easily. This one's pretty, sparkly. And this one, actually, this D8 is from the first set of dice I ever had. My first pretty set that I bought at the gaming store back in Northampton, back when I was in college in graduate 2016. So longer ago than I'd care to admit. Yeah, back 2014, which is 2015 was 10 years was only 2015 was only 5 years ago back now. So it was 6 or 7 years ago I bought this set of dice, and this is the D8 from that set that I still have because it's still a useful set, and I keep in my dice bag with my other dice because dice. But yeah, that is my thing. So what we're gonna do is roll these guys. Okay. Boom. Shake, 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 shake. I'm just gonna. Okay, here we go. Let's see. 3 and 5. Well, no, 3 and nope, that was a 4. Okay, 3 and I try to. Okay, 9 plus 1. Is 10. This is how it is. 5 plus 5 is 10. I try to group them in sets to try to make the math easier. 4 and 3 and 3. That makes another 10. So that's 3 and 3 and 4 is another 10. That's 30. Plus 8 is plus 2. That's 10. Plus that. Oh, so it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 plus 42 is 92. Okay. 92 hit points. And I'm going to say intelligence is only plus 1. I'm going to leave it at 92. Yeah. It's got 92 hit points. Which is, for an 11th level character, is not too shabby. Yeah, so, got 92 hit points. And this D10... Yeah, because that matches the other set. And this D10 were part of that vibe. And then the rest of them go back in chunker here. So, yeah. But we got 92 hit points. Which is, pretty respectable. So, alright, so we didn't add this, so it's plus 3 skill points. I'm going to write that up here. I have a list here called Rose, Violet, Bryn, Morris, and Lily, who are the children of Chandler in a small village in a campaign that is being run by Phantom NJ, who's actually here in chat right now, presumably, or at least hanging around. Yeah, he did the character creation and for NPCs, and I was in chat for that, and came up with the kids for this poor widow. That was a fun stream, actually. So, yeah, and I wrote them down in case on my notes, not just on his notes, because I thought. Well, anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So yeah, 42 plus 50, 92. Yep. Okay, mathy part's done. Oh, which means we put all of these back as well. Highest side up because that's how you get the good. Nope, vibes. That's how they do things like roll a 94 when you said the character would only survive if you rolled an 80 or higher on a D percentile dice, and because they'd failed 3 death saves, but one of the other players had a potion that they were going to try, so I allowed it, and it's like if you roll an 80 on the D100 roll, percentile roll, and I rolled a 94, and the character lived. Although I'd also just given a cursed ring and not tell them what I did, so that is going to be why. That is going to... There's going to be some consequences. I'm excited for the next session. Beautiful. Okay. So, 92 hit points. And AC we'll have to come up with afterward when we figure out other things. But weapons finesse and bleeding. Okay. Our grand plan, such as it is, was to roll hit points, and then more feats, also skills, and animal companion, and alright. Yes, of course, you do not leave your war criminal babies on their own. Absolutely not. Go be the beloved matriarch, and yeah, next time's probably gonna be tomorrow night. Gonna be earlier in the day, probably, but like at 7, I'm thinking. No, actually, it can't be. I can't stream tomorrow night. Why did I say I could? I'm an idiot. I can't stream tomorrow night, so probably Saturday night, but I'll let you know. Thanks for stopping by the stream. So, yeah, I cannot stream tomorrow night for all of you because Phantom NJ, who's on our chat right now, I know we have a game, but after that game, I have another game with Phantom NJ, and after that, we're going to raid into the other stream where friends of ours are streaming because shenanigans. Alright. I know. It's going to be insane. Alright. Thanks for coming by. And Saturday, or, whatever you stop by next. Maybe it's not even for a couple months. It's fine. No worries. It's always great to have you in chat. All of you. I do love having people in chat, and, makes it so much more fun. So good night, bees. And we are doing feats. Yes. So, Ranger. At first level, the Ranger gains additional favorite enemy at 5th level and every level thereafter. So, 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. So, only 2 favorite enemies. Vermin and humans. Half level, minimum of 1, so +4 to tracking. Alright, we're gonna make note of that for later. Wild empathy, also useful. A lot of these features overlap with stuff the druid gets. Druids get. I know this because I've done Druid Ranger multiclass on this very stream. You learn a lot about the when you're constantly creating characters for the stream. You kind of get a sense for certain elements that come up. And alright. At 2nd level, here we go, Ranger must select one of 2 combat styles to pursue, archery or 2-weapon combat, and I already explained why we're doing 2-weapon combat, because flanking is a way to get sneak attack, and you can't flank on ranged, which is a shame, but, it makes sense. Yes. Manifest in the form of bonus feats at 2nd, 6th, 10th, 14th, and 18th level. So, 10th, you only get to 8. So, 2nd and 6th, which means 2 extra feats, which means 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, I'm putting those down. So 2 bonus feats. Following list. Double slice, improved shield bash, quick draw, 2-weapon fighting. At 6th level, adds on improved 2-weapon fighting and 2-weapon defense to the list. Light, medium, or no armor. Oh! Also, if we get the bonus feat, I think at third level bonus feat endurance. Yep. Okay, so that would be the fourth one because you pick another feat at endurance, which means he can sleep in light armor with no penalties, which is a very useful feat. Also, that means you can get Die Hard, which means that you can auto-stabilize and not die when you go drop below 0 hit points, which is that is a very clutch feat. And, yeah. Feats are key. So we get combat style, endurance, favored terrain, which level +2 at 8th level and every 5 levels thereafter. So one more. The ranger may select an additional favorite terrain. In addition, each interval, the skill bonus, initiative bonus, and any one favorite terrain, including the one just selected, if so desired, increases by +2. So, and if a specific terrain falls into both, you just use the higher bonus. They don't stack. So, underground in the city would fall under both underground and urban, which are the two favorite terrains. So, urban is a +4 bonus for everything, and underground is a +2. I'm gonna set that there. And the favorite enemies, what do we get for favorite enemies? +2 on bluff, knowledge, perception, sense, motive, and survival checks against creatures. +2 bonus on weapons, attack, and damage rolls against them. May make any knowledge skill check untrained. That's a useful thing to know. So I'm gonna put this down as +2 for each of them, which is an exciting thing. Right, so +2 and I +2. Okay. Absolutely, you guys should all say hi in the chat, by the way, if you're kicking around. I always appreciate it. I know my viewer count isn't accurate. It takes a while to upgrade, and I've talked to people in chat on multiple occasions that it's off. So there's that. But yeah, feats. So Ho-Fi has a bunch of feats. Feats. So, two-weapon fighting would be the second after weapons finesse because it would be at second level. Yeah, two-weapon fighting is the prerequisite feat for all the two-weapon fighting. So, and I believe two-weapon fighting requires... let's see, where's two-weapon fighting? It's later in the tree. Here we go. This shows two-weapon fighting. Yes, Dex 15, which is why it's so important that the rogue levels come first, because he only had a Dex of 4, and there's a whole skill tree with yeah. So two-weapon fighting only works because, no, it wouldn't be at second level, it would be second ranger level, which would be after, at third, okay, so it would be this, okay, so it would be two-weapon fighting, here. No, it would be, feat at, bonus feat at second, yes, okay, so two-weapon, yeah, so it would be in, yeah, two-weapon, no, because that would be the third, level feat, just randomly, then this one would be two-weapon, yeah, it would be, okay, two, I was right, endurance is, alright, I'm gonna have to write it over in another color pen, because this is just, sorry, that was my bad, that was a bad decision on my part, but it's not important right now, now, well, okay, let me just do it this way. we'll do it that way. And okay. I'm very sorry about the camera thingy. That was right. Trying to keep the feet in order. Endurance, okay. So weapons finesse, 2 weapon fighting for that one, endurance, and then gets 1 feat at 3rd level. That's just any old feat. So we'll figure out what's a good one for that. Dodge and mobility are always nice. That skill tree is always a useful one. Creation of items, which is useless if you don't have magic. Although I did have a ranger could be hypothetically use brew potion, because as a ranger of that high a level allows you to create magic potions, which means he could, but you'd have to take that as a later feat because the caster level wouldn't. Right. So let's not hold that. So channel endurance is there. The next one would of course be Die Hard, because that is it's one of my favorite feats in Pathfinder, I'm not gonna lie. Just the ability to auto-stabilize when you go into negative hit points is incredibly useful. I'm just... It is... just an incredibly useful thing. Shield proficiency, spell focus, stealthy. 2 weapon fight we already got. Toughness is... that is a useful feat. I'm not gonna... Sorry, my ear itches. I'm not gonna say it's not a useful feat. But dodge... and it's only Dex 13 as the maximum, which means he could have had it. He was... had a requisite... yeah, dodge, I would say, is a good one. Because then we can go through that. Any of the mobility is a great one. Spring attack is also, a very useful one. So why don't we go dodge. So weapons, finesse, dodge, 2 weapons. So that leaves 1, 2, 3 more feats. One at 4th level, then 3rd level, which is Drogon. Yeah, and then 5th level, 6th level would be, yeah. Two at that level. Okay, 3. I believe, what do we get feats? At 5th. Yeah, you get 1 every other level. So you would get 1 at 5th level, which would be the 2nd ranger level, which would be when you get the 2 weapon fighting, endurance. Okay, so they'd have to switch plate. But you know what, we're not going to worry too much about that. I was wrong about the placement of the feet. I knew I was wrong. I can't redo them again because I'm writing in pen. So what we're going to do is go Sorry. Ranger, let me check when you get bonus feats. 6th and at 2nd and 6th level, 6 Ranger levels, which 9th level, so oh, as a bonus, which means, so 2, so 1, so that comes at 5th level, so you get 2 regular, 1 Ranger specific one, and then 1 regular feat. Okay. So sorry. Keeping track of all this is not always the easiest thing. But yeah. Feats. Here we go. The what's a good 2-weapon fighting is what's add your strength bonus to offhand. Double slice. No. Improved 2-weapon fighting. Gain an additional offhand attack. And with a couple extra rogue levels, obviously, yeah, so I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with improved 2-weapon fighting as just a regular feat, rather than, so improved 2-weapon fighting. I think that's a pretty good feat. And then we'll do 2-weapon defense as a... Oh no, never mind. You need funny thing about improved 2-weapon fighting is you need Dex of 17. We don't have that yet, so that's... We won't have that, I don't think. So, I guess 2-weapon defense and... Doubles? I mean, adding the strength bonus doesn't seem that useful. Yeah, we're just gonna do 2-weapon defense and then just other... So what other feats then? Weapons focus, vital strike, weapons finesse we already have. Vital strike is a good one, and with, let's see, twice the normal damage on a single attack, which, if you vital strike with sneak attack, I'm pretty sure, I know that the sneak attack crits don't double with sneak attack, but I'm pretty sure, let me look at the main, because if vital strike allows for sneak attack, 6, which absolutely, by the time you get that far down, if that's the case, then having vital strike and being able to do sneak attack would be incredibly powerful. I think we might have a new viewer. Hi there, my name is Lee. Pronouns are she, her today, but they and he is also acceptable. I'm building a character in Pathfinder 1st Edition, and we are figuring out if Vital Strike applies to sneak attack, which is a very useful thing to know. Your highest base attack bonus deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice, add the results together before adding the bonuses for strength, weapons ability, precision-based damage, and other damage bonuses. Are not... I think precision-based damage would count as sneak attack, so roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice and add the result together before adding the bonuses for strength. Yeah, so I think you add the sneak attack on after, which means it doesn't actually double, but it's still very useful. So what we're going to do is Vital Strike. I mean, that Vital Strike, it's once per turn. Vital Strike. is a very useful one. Especially when you get so many attacks because you're fighting with 2 weapons and you get extra bonus ones. So, yeah, improved 2-weapon fighting is great, but you need extra dex we don't have. Let's see what else we got. So Ranger, you have to have high dex no matter which path you choose, really, because... interesting. I guess I could go with Double Slice. Might be a useful one, but I mean, we could do any other improved. Improved or greater just adds more damage per vital strike. Alertness, toughness is always a good one. Extra hit points is always nice, especially when you're a tiny gnome in a big city and you're running a criminal syndicate and you're not enough intelligence for combat expertise. Already have armor proficiency. Improved weapons, iron leadership. Lightning reflexes is just a really good... lunge, though. -2 when you attack with reach. It's not bad. Magical aptitude. Martial weapon proficiency, which is a useful one. Natural spell is a really good... Sorry. Persuasive is always useful, but... Improved... Ooh. I could go with improved unarmed... No, he's fighting 2 weapons anyway. He's not going to have unarmed strike. So I'm going to say... Other... Shield, spell focus, spell 2 weapons. Finesse already have weapons focus. You can do all that tree, but deflect arrows is a really cool, but you have to take improved unarmed strike first, and then you can deflect arrows, basically. So I'm gonna go with lightning reflexes, honestly, because if you have evasion, having a bonus on your reflex saving throws is very, very clutch. Yeah, so we're going to go with weapons finesse, dodge, 2-weapon fighting, endurance, die hard, vital strike, endurance being granted by being a ranger anyway, lightning reflexes, 2-weapon defense, and I'll just go with toughness. So it's +3 and then +1 up for hit die above 3. So as an 11th level altogether character, it would be 11 hit die, so 3 plus... So 11, just 11 plus 11. So that would be 103 hit points, which is very useful. Which is actually better than we... And then, of course, skills. I'm going to calculate how many skill points we get. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the skills here, and then we're going to turn the page and do the rest of it on the other page. I'm going to do skills in 2 columns, because I think we're going to need it. Okay, so... number of skill points, which is a very important calculation. Number of skill points. Sorry, I just wanted to check one thing. Okay, okay, so skill points are, okay, a rogue gets 8 plus intelligence modifier, and our intelligence modifier is +1. So 8 is 9. So 9 plus 1 per so 9 per level of rogue. So that's 3 is 27, plus another 3 because rogue is favored class. So that's 30 from rogue levels. And then rangers get, wait, that's source rangers. Oh, rangers before rogue. Hang on. Here we go. 6 plus int, so 7 per 7 times 8 is 7 times 7 is 49. Oh, it is 56. Okay, I always forget that one. 56. So 30 plus 56 is 86. So and 86 divided by 11 is less than 8. So so 7, yeah, so 8. So I have to pick at least 8 skills, essentially, is how that plays out. Acrobatics, obviously. I am going to go with survival. What else? What other skills? Yeah, I am. Skills are. Hang on, I'm sorry. Knowledge, nature. Bizarre skill, but I think he'd know a lot about it. I'm gonna go with ride. I think, given the urban setting and given everything, I think his animal companion is probably gonna be a horse or a dog. We'll see. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do that. Which also, handle animal is very useful if you have an animal companion. Okay, so probably won't need swim. Even if he did need it, he's not gonna learn it. So climb, though, is useful. Sense motive, we already agreed. 5. Sorry, my stomach is being weird. Sense motive, probably perception, obviously. That's 1, 2, 3, 8. Alright, so, and sleight of hand. Probably escape artist, I would say. And then bluff and diplomacy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Simply because it's not like what was I gonna say? I'm very sorry. For the others had high intelligence and were all more rogue levels, and so therefore had way more skill points to allocate, and he just doesn't. So, I am very sorry for yawning on stream. It's not the company. I love you guys, but it is late on my end. Just another reason to stream earlier. And then you figure out Saturday stream. What I really need to do is find a regular schedule so that I can then stream at the same times day every single day, and then stream at regular intervals. I think earlier streams seems to do well. People seem to be able to come to them more. So, although you guys came out for this one, which I always do appreciate when people come out. I can't say that enough. I love it when people come and people talk in the chat. It just, I really appreciate it. You guys want to come hang out with me and build characters and. Alright. I need to get to bed. I usually try to time my streams so that each one is at least an hour. Hopefully I can build up stamina so I can do longer ones, but yeah. So I'm probably gonna head to bed. So I got the basics for skills. We have our feats. We got a bunch, most of the wait a minute. The favorite enemy, the favorite terrain. We got rogue talent picked out. We're dual wielding weapons, so we got that vibe with going. We got hit points rolled. We got a name. We got everything is falling into place. So I'm probably gonna finish with our next next time I stream, I'm probably gonna finish him off. We'll actually allocate skills properly, not just pick all this which skills go where. An animal companion and yeah, I'm gonna go with a horse. I think a horse would be a really good animal companion for this guy. And yeah, we'll sort out the horse and get a stats for it, because animal companions in Pathfinder are a lot of fun. They're also kind of complicated. So there's that. And hopefully we have some friends pop in. So Saturday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, come Saturday. And I will see you all on Saturday. Much love. Bye-bye.